Looking for that perfect game for your gaming console? Video Game Corner is the largest independently owned video gaming store in North Mississippi, located at 1519 Highway 72 in Corinth. We are an authorized limited-run retail store and have a massive collection of retro games and game systems, and also plush toys and collectibles. We also pay top dollar for your used video games. Check them out Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Visit Video Game Corner in Corinth.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, as always, I'm your host, AirsoftAL. Welcome to another Media Reviews. Now, you're probably wondering why the video quality is a little different. Well, it's because I'm filming on my phone, as my GoPro, sadly, has decided to overheat and not begin, so it is going to be a while before this thing cools off and I'm able to use this again. But, till then, ladies and gentlemen, what I will say is this. Today we are talking about a Harry Potter X Warhammer 40k with little humans, and of course with the dockers, and the scoopers, and the scrappies, and of course the world boys. And if you haven't figured out by my horrible attempt at a Cockney accent, we're talking about orcs. More specifically the Warhammer 40k orcs, not the Warhammer Fantasy orcs. But, either way, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when a female Harry Potter becomes a woobox, and the weird boys go after the stick emus and begin, of course, the WAAAGH!
I have several questions.
And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, when I say that this fanfiction is honest to God actually fun. Now, of course, before we begin, there is no, from my understanding and from what I've seen, there is no Dumbledore bashing in this one. Now, I know many of you are probably rolling your eyes and groaning, but in reality, I believe this Dumbledore to be, if this story ever does continue, this Dumbledore to be a little bit more of a, senile bastard Dumbledore, or at least a senile idiot. But, what I will say is this is one of those satisfying fanfictions where the Potter child murders the Dursleys. Actually murders her abusive relatives, and I'll be honest, I don't care how abused you are, because I've actually met a few abused people in my life. I've actually talked with a few of them, and a few of those have actually killed their abusers. In self-defense, mind you, in rightful self-defense, and in the state of Tennessee, that is legal. So, while I don't know the actual laws of Britain when it comes to self-defense, but I believe that if a child actually their abusive relatives, I think the courts would be lenient on them and try and make sure that they're taken care of, or at least, given very much so needed therapy. But in this case, our good female Potter, the daughter Potter, did not pull the trigger. In reality, the story revolves around her basically wishing she could take care of her relatives, and apparently her blood being the catalyst for creating the fungus that does create the orcs. And because of that, well, ladies and gentlemen, let's just say things get kind of fun. And when I mean fun, I mean holy shit, logic just took a back seat, ladies and gentlemen. And with magic involved, logic and magic do not account for the orcs.
Oh, hold on. I dropped my pen.
Now, here's the kicker in it all, is that the reason that the story itself begins proper is because after Lily, the female Potter murdered her orc, her loyal orc, murders her relatives, magic takes over and basically causes the entire town that she lives in to basically fuck off.
Run, bitch! Run!
At which point in time, the orcs move in, and let's just say that things get very, very good. Because, Jesus Christ, if anyone knows about orc lore, you know very well what happens when they take over. And because of that, she gets her own fucking fortress. She has her own room, command center, their farm where they make stuff, and basically every other goddamn thing in between. And if you think that this little girl basically is the same kind of Potter that we know and understand, no, ladies and gentlemen. This Potter, honest to God, is a fucking psycho, and literally does this beautiful thing where she literally, honest to God, has power and adopts that orc, Woolboss, WAAAGH, and she has, of course, the flamer. She got, of course, a darker, and she got her clothes and wax and everything else in between that a war boss needs. And dear Christ Almighty, the author's description of her armor is really damn good. Now, of course, the Wizarding World cannot stop and fuck up they do, when the 3 professors of Hogwarts comes and tries to retrieve young Potter. That goes about as well as you can think, as, well, let's just say things didn't go exactly well. And because of that, there's a war against the Brits. And they do so by literally destroying one of the British bases, and a nice little Mass Effect nod, because there actually is an Anderson and a John Shepard.
I couldn't make this shit up. I couldn't make this shit up if I tried. I'm sad that I lack the talent to make this shit up.
And again, I gotta love this author for it, because that's actually really damn good. Because of this, of course, the Brits, the British military, is pretty pissed off at the magical community, rightfully so. And of course, there's some underlying stuff, there's some things here and there, and basically everything else in between. Because of that, well, you can already guess how well things are going for them. Not great, especially when the trap is sprung, which is supposed to do something to the young Potter. And that's about it. I'm not joking on this. This is actually pretty short fan fiction, and the reason for that is because it hasn't been updated in a long time. But the link to it will be down below. And overall, I do enjoy this one. In fact, I enjoy Warhammer 40k Harry Potter stories when done right. Especially when Harry Potter is raised by, let's say you have a female, I mean, there are so many possibilities for this that can be done. Like, say, a female Harry Potter is a sister battle of sororitas, or the Harry Potter is raised as the son of the Emperor of Mankind, Harry Potter is a Primarch, or anything else in between. There are legitimately good story ideas for Warhammer 40k, and not a lot of people are taking them, or if they have taken them, they abandoned them recently afterwards. Same thing for the idea that Harry Potter murders his own relatives. We don't exactly see that a lot, and the ones we do see just stop, or they're only 2 chapters long. That is something I do not like, that is something I do not agree with, in that those stories could be done well. But either way though, ladies and gentlemen, as always, I've been AirsoftAL, and I will see you lovely, lovely people in the next video. And if you want to check out this story yourself, link down below. And if you want to help support the channel, link to the PayPal down below. Or if you want to help support me directly, I have an Amazon account now. And if you want to learn how to do that, how to support me through the Amazon account, well, you can contact me via the Discord link down below. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I've been AirsoftAL, and I will see you lovely, lovely people in the next media reviews. Which this one, the next one, kind of want to talk about a subject that I thought was that I didn't know existed. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, what happens when the Harry Potter gang at Grimmauld Palace are trapped in the building, forced to watch Ruby.
What the fuck?
Till next time, ladies and gentlemen.